of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine. From the place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome. But nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and it's the match reaction from Leicester City versus Newcastle United this afternoon. I'm joined by Pete. How are you, Pete?
I'm absolutely buzzing after that. The Premier League is back, and we restart the season with a win.
Yes, get in. We've won. Come on. Yeah, I suppose we're all happy tonight now. I mean, we're sitting in second place. So yeah, guys, before I kick things off, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel up the search results and makes it found more easy when people are looking for Newcastle United content or any football in particular. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. Helps the channel grow, and also the bell notification tells you when I'm on live or a pre-record like I had yesterday, and also any upcoming shows. Yeah, so guys, this afternoon saw the return of the Premier League. So yeah, we got back into action in the Premier League after last week's exploit in the Carabao Cup, which saw us get a quarter-final draw at home to Leicester City, thanks to Shea Given picking us out the hat as the home team. Good old Mr. Shea. But yeah, I mean, we were a bit worried about, some people were a bit worried about the team. There was the team lineup. Obviously, there was no Callum Wilson in that team. He's out with an illness. So we don't know what the illness is. But Eddie thinks he could be back for the weekend. And also, John Joe Shelby's out for 6 to 8 weeks with a calf injury. Now, there was talk of him maybe moving on in January. That ain't going to happen now. So I think we're going to have to move him on in the summer. I mean, first of all, Pete, what was your thoughts on that team today?
I know I was still confident we were going to win the game. Still, I thought, right, Wes Wilson's out. We know. I was hoping, please, it's not an injury, but thankfully it's an illness. So he's out. So at least we're seeing a little bit more less injuries. But I was still delighted with the lineup. I knew Chris Wood was going to come in because we've got a striker since Isak is still missing at the moment. But it's majority of what our starting 11 has been, which has been played so brilliant as well. And we've continued it from where we left off before the season was before the season was postponed because of the World Cup. Well, we've still got that winning mentality.
We have indeed. I mean, also before the match, the referee was announced, and it was this guy, Jared Gillett, who refereed the match on Easter Day last Sunday when we played Leicester and we beat them 2-1 in injury time, courtesy of Bruno's diving header. And also the VAR ref today was Peter Banks, who didn't really have a lot to do, if I'm honest, apart from check a couple of things, and he got everything right. So we started off the game. We started off pretty well, actually. We were hot off the press. And then within about a minute and a half, we got a penalty. Joe Linton was fouled in the area by Amati. And the referee pointed to the spot straight away immediately. And looking at the replays, it was a definite penalty. Even VAR looked at it just to make sure the referee hadn't made an error, and there was no clear and obvious error. It was a penalty. And so we thought, right, okay, it's going to Chris Wood. He's going to score this because Chris Wood is pretty good with penalties, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And up he steps, Chris Wood, and yes, bangs the penalty in, sends the goalkeeper the total wrong way and down the middle of the goal. I mean, Harry Kane, if you're watching, that's how you take a penalty, mate. You don't put it over the bar, that's for sure. And from them, we were dominant. And then Almiron had got the ball off Trippier on the touchline, and he got onto his left foot. Leicester should have stopped him, but they didn't. And he carried on his run. And then he got a lovely through ball from Bruno. And then he got in the box and he coolly put it past the goalkeeper. And Mickey scored the second goal. So that put us 2-0 up. Leicester then came out and gave a bit of fight. Had a go at us in the first half. And then Joe Linton had one chance, which he nearly got when he got past the goalkeeper. And fortunately, Danny Ward got his leg to it and managed to kick it out for a throw-in. And you could see the frustration on Joe Linton's face that he thought, I've just missed out there, could have scored. But it was all right because a couple of minutes later, we got a corner from Trippier. And up goes Joe Linton, rising like a salmon, bang, in the back of the net. And he makes it 3-0. But it's not just the fact he's made it 3-0. Now, what's Joe Linton? Because even Eddie Howe was confused after the game when he was asked the same question. Is Joe Linton had a girlfriend or wife had a new baby, or is she pregnant? And Eddie Howe says, I haven't got a clue. I don't know. But, you know, he sort of put the ball in up his shirt and put the thumb in his mouth as if to say, maybe something's cooking or something has hatched. We do not know. But, yeah, hopefully that might get a bit more explanation in the next couple of days. And I'm certain Eddie Howe's probably asked him the question as well. So we were 3-0 at half time. Second half come. Leicester came out. Yes, they had a bit of press. Unfortunately, missed about 20 minutes of the second half. But yeah, they had a bit of a press on us and a bit of a go. But we were comfortable in there. And I thought Bruno was terrific. I mean, when he put that ball out for a throw-in and he celebrated right in front of the fans, that was absolutely fantastic. And that was just a good bit of shithousery in my eyes as well. Which is great. This is what we want to see. And yeah, so we won the game 3-0, and we will come to play our ratings later. But I thought it was a cracking game. And just one thing I'll say before I go to any comments, and I'll come back to Pete. I did see the ITV News tonight, and the sports correspondent for them, Chris Scudder, and he says, well, Newcastle have won again. He says they've won 3-0 at Leicester. He says, helped by the amount of money from the Middle East. And I thought, again, you've got to bring it in about our owners. Why? Just leave it. Our owners have spent money, yes. But a lot of that squad that's there is from the Ashley era as well. So it's about time these journalists changed the record and moved on. I thought after the World Cup, they would have moved on from this, but obviously they're still having sly digs at us, Pete, and it's just, absolutely stupid.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean, we're in this position because of how we're playing, and now the ambition is back within the football club as well. Yes, we have spent money, but we've also got a manager in who knows what he's doing. The players listen to what he's got to say to them, and they abide by that as well, which is absolutely fantastic. They trust what Eddie Howe does with his side, and that is why we are now sitting second in the league table, because of him as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. I mean, they were saying during the match when the Newcastle fans were shouting we're going to win the league, apparently Shea Given got in front of them all and started conducting them and telling them to do it even more. I mean, I tell you what, I like Amazon Prime. I think they're much better than Sky and BT. They're not biased.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're biased in any way whatsoever. I mean, you had Shea Given and Emile Heskey there. I thought they both assessed things well. I mean, Shea Given obviously does. I mean, what a guy he is. And I mean, you can see he absolutely loves Eddie Howe as well. When he talks to him, he's had the beam and smile on his face. And, even Eddie Howe was laughing at Shea Given. But I mean, you got to remember Shea Given was a legend, great goalkeeper for us. Over 10 years with us. But I mean, but there's no harm in getting carried away. And we're second top and 4 points off Arsenal. If West Ham beat Arsenal tonight, that remains at 4 points, and we've got to play Arsenal soon as well. So we're in a position. We're not going to say we're going to win the league, but we're there, we're fighting. And Eddie Howe, all he can say is people outside might get carried away and I can't control that. But in here, all I'm saying is we now move to training for the next game against Leeds on Saturday. And I think that's the way to go because it keeps the players grounded as well. And but I'll get into some comments and I'll come and get your thoughts on the match, Pete. And then I'll get our first guest in. Ches says, get in. Anyone else remember what it feels like to lose? I don't. It's become as foreign as a nun in a brothel. Ches. Nice one.
God.
I mean, the last time we lost was to Mr. Teeth's team, wasn't it? So that's a long while ago. August. Mighty Mag says, hi all, what a game we've had. Going to watch the 8 p.m. game. Hope we win. Hope West Ham win. Yeah, I hope so, mate. Jez says, Liverpool is winning. Oh, wait, it doesn't affect us at the top.
We've won 3-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, we were 11 points ahead of them. Well, we're obviously, 8 behind us now, aren't they? Mighty Mag, that's Villa being smashed tonight. Lewis says, yes, in the second in the EPL. Yeah, absolutely, Lewis. Up the Mags, up the Premiership we go. Hi, Tony and Pete and chat. Buzzing with that unbelievable win. Did you see 3 grown-up people fighting over the Jay Shams shirt at the end of the game? Yeah, I mean, I think it was aimed for the little boy, and he was trying to get the shirt. And no disrespect, but that guy, and it's been put out on social media as well, this big guy who was like pulling the shirt and that. I'm sorry, mate, you've just shown yourself up. Give it to the boy, for God's sake. I mean, I hope that boy got the shirt. It's disgusting. What, somebody says, should players actually go up personally and hand them over? I mean, you can't always, that's the problem. But, where's the Christmas spirit in you? Give it to the young kid. But we don't want to see that happening, especially on TV as well. It's not a very good look for us.
No.
Mighty Max says, hi, Sefton. That part spoilt the game. Hope the kid got it. Seen one tweet. Could be the bull that Trippier went over and gave him his top. Don't know how true it is. Yeah, Trippier walked over and handed it to somebody, but I don't know who. Mason says, I would have came on, but I was at the South Shields game. You can still join on tonight, Mason. I mean, like I say, the link's there in the chat if you want to pop on. Troll says, EI-O, evening all, and how are the lads? Yep, and Trolls, obviously you were a bit critical of Wood being in the team earlier on. What was your thoughts on his performance? I thought he had a good game, Wood, and he nearly had a second. He was unlucky not to get a second. Very unlucky. Sefton says, wasn't it embarrassing? Trolls says, evening Tony and PD. Evening, Trolls. Everybody talking to each other. Sefton says, buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. Yeah, we all are. Just need West Ham to do a miracle tonight. Well, Arsenal could be caught cold. Hopefully they are. Still don't rate Wood, says Trolls. Yeah, well, that's fine. He scored one against the former club. I wonder if he's going to do the same on Saturday if Wilson's not fit. Mighty Max says, Wood needs to go. Shelvey out injured. That's the end of him. Yeah, Shelvey, I think, will be gone probably in the summer, I would imagine. Wood, I'm not so sure, unless if we are bringing Marcus Thuram in January, then maybe that might open the door to Chris Wood going, but I wouldn't have thought so at the moment. Sefton says, we need to buy and strengthen the squad in January now. Up the filthy rich mags. Absolutely, Sefton. Well said, mate. And we got John on there. John Sinclair. Good evening to you, John. He says, hey, Tony. Hey, Pete. Good show on my way back home. What a first half performance. Botman, Bruno, Joe Linton and Trippier outstanding yet again. Buzzing tonight, lad. Yes, John, absolutely brilliant game. I mean, you went to the match in the home end, and as you told me as well, people did notice that you were a Geordie, but they looked after you very well, apparently. But you did say the Leicester fans were very, very frustrated in that stand in the first half, but they said you can see Newcastle wanted a lot more than what Leicester wanted. And the better team are winning as well. So that was what Leicester fans were saying. Davey's in, he says, "Good evening all, good evening Davey, hope you're well." And Troll's talking to John, asking him if he's got a great Christmas. Right, Pete, so what's your thoughts on today's match then? Give us your rundown.
So comfortable, as I mentioned, it was great to see the Premier League back and restart the season with 3 points. Thought we were very comfortable. Leicester really struggled to get outward as well and to stop our attack. I was very disappointed with Leicester. I thought the way they've been playing lately, thought they could have had a bit more of a fight, but very, very so poor for me the day. I thought they were all over the place, unfortunately, but we used that as in our advantage as well. I mean, penalty, Stonewall penalty. Amadi catches Joe Linton, and referee had no choice but to give that. Second goal, I mean, the link-up play is just absolutely magnificent as well, particularly with Bruno and Miggy. Well, so we've seen that Fulham away as well. And wow, the way he just thought, this is in. There's no way he's missing that. He's going to put that in the far corner, and 2-0 up we go. And you can tell what the third goal that was scored, what it meant to Joe Linton as well. Definitely, he's like, this is mine. I'm getting my head on this. And this is going in the back of the net for 3-0. And there we are.
Yeah.
Leicester tried to have a few opportunities. But, yeah. But it was just so comfortable for us today.
It certainly was, Pete. I mean, one thing I will say is as well. Right, let's get this up. I thought this man was a bit of an idiot towards the end of the game when Almiron was getting taken off as a substitute. And
yep,
you don't see many Premier League referees do this, but he, for some reason, decided he wanted to be. I don't really want to swear, but I'm going to say a bit of a twat today. But Almiron wanted to go back across the pitch just to have his final say goodbye to the fans, to get off the pitch for being substituted. He pushed them off and says, "No, you're not going across there," and made sure Miggy got off at the nearest exit. I thought, where's your Christmas spirit for a start? As obviously you've got none. So Miggy had to walk around the pitch and get to the fans and give them a clap that way. But I just thought that was a bit bad from the referee. He could have let Miggy go across the pitch. Mm-hmm. I know rules are rules. And I know the rules state that you've got to go off at the nearest point.
Yeah.
But Pete, he could have let him across the pitch, couldn't he?
He could have done, couldn't he? That was a bit weird for me. It was really weird, that.
Just him throwing his weight around, I think.
Yeah. Oh, we got the chipper sights back in.
Chipper sights, I've just seen them. They've gone now. That's it. And Trolls says, we've got Bruno in the middle. We certainly have, Trolls. We certainly have. Right. So I'm going to bring on the guest. So here he is. And it's Gordon. Hi, Gordon. How are you? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Peter. And
Sorry.
And did you see the match today, Gordon?
No, I haven't got Amazon. I had a subscription, but things happened.
Yeah.
So I had to cancel the subscription. So unfortunately, I haven't got it.
And obviously, what you've probably read about the game, and I mean, what was your thoughts on it?
I was watching on the BBC One, BBC Sport or something on BBC One today, and said Newcastle played good, and so I just got the results on there. Happy with the result, and may this continue.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, was it how you expected us to start back in the Premier League after the long World Cup break? Because remember, we've had 6 weeks of the World Cup. I know 4 weeks of the World Cup, but we've had a 6-week break in
Yeah.
total. I mean, were you expecting that start straight after, or did you think it might be a struggle? Because let's not forget, Leicester are a very good side after all. I know they had no Maddison today because he's still injured apparently, and we'll come to that one. But I mean, what was your thoughts, Gordon? Were you surprised at the 3-0 win?
I was surprised with one because last year they get before now off
Yeah.
these, and but this season I'll be happy with a draw. But to get 3 points is even better. It's made my Christmas and Boxing Day weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And before you go, Gordon, I mean, who was your man of the match?
From what I'm reading from the game, I'll give it Joe Linton for his performance during the game.
Yeah. We've got Leeds on Saturday. What prediction are you got for against Leeds at home on Saturday at St James's Park?
3-0.
3-0 to Leeds, yeah. To Newcastle, sorry, did you say? Yeah.
Leeds, Newcastle.
Yeah. Okay, Gordon, that's great, mate. Thank you very much. And yeah, thanks for coming on, mate, because I've got others in the chat to come on. And
Like I say, Happy New Year anyway, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Enjoy your New Year. Well, yeah, no worries, Gordon. Cheers, mate.
Bye. Take care, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And I've got Mason, so let's welcome Mason on. And then I'll just go to these chats before I come to Mason. Sefton says, great penalty by Wood. The referee was a total job's worth. Davey says he was shit. Leicester hack F out of all of our players and no free kicks. Yeah, he weren't the best, was he? Sefton saying out to Gordon. Mighty Mag says, Madders to the tune must be on, I reckon. Well, I don't think so by the sounds of things, because apparently he's still got this knee injury. So a couple of questions which come to mind is, one, why did he go to the World Cup if he had an injury? And that's probably why he never played. Two, I think Southgate took him just to please everybody, just to make it look good that he's took him to the World Cup, and they think he's listening to people. And three, it's apparently the back of his knee now. It's gone from the back or something to the front of his knee, and apparently he's going to have to be assessed. So it could be, I wonder if he's going to be out for a lengthy spell then. So maybe a January move to Newcastle may not be on for Maddison. I mean, it's one of them we've got to look at and just see what happens, but I'm sure we'll find out in the next few days. Sefton says, player of the game for me was Bruno. We'll come to them shortly. Hi, Mason. Merry Christmas, and how are you, mate?
I am not too bad.
Good lad.
Just a hard week of bloody work with Christmas. We're leading up to Christmas.
Yeah. I finished on Friday and I'm off till next Tuesday now, so that's not too bad.
I'm unfortunately back in tomorrow.
Oh, God.
Which is
not as lucky as some of us then.
Me hours aren't that bad tomorrow, so I'll start late and finish early.
Yeah, so not too bad. I mean, what's your thoughts on today? What do you think of seeing the match today then, Mason?
Well, I only seen the highlights, but I think Newcastle played well. Normal service is basically resumed. Good passage of the ball, like obviously leading up to Almiron's goal as well. Some Bruno was just magnificent. I just want to give a little shout out to Bruno. I seen your mum and dad at work on Monday, and I forgot to say hello. So just to say that. I seen his mum and dad at work, and I forgot to say hello. And then I've seen Dummett on Friday.
Sefton says hello to you, Mason.
Even.
On the highlights, I mean, who caught your eye as like a man of the match?
Hard to say. I'll just give it the hard this one.
Almiron, yeah.
Work your socks off again.
Yeah. I mean, I did say my review from the Bournemouth game as well, because I mean, that wasn't the greatest game, but it was just to have a nice competitive game before this game today. And I know a lot of people were a bit like, oh, Almiron's fluffed a chance, he's missed a chance. And I did say, and I got this right as well, and I think I even said it in your chat as well, Peter, if I remember, did say Almiron might have missed on Tuesday, but the next chance he gets, it's going in the back of the net. And what happened? He put it in the back of the net today.
Yep.
So, yeah. And because I knew he'd want to get redemption for what happened on Tuesday for missing that, because he knew himself he'd missed a sitter there. But, I mean, you wouldn't think we'd been away from the Premier League for 6 weeks, would you, Mason, since that Chelsea game?
Nah. It's good, like, what Eddie Howe's done. He's like, give them, like, a few days off, like when we're not needed, like the players who haven't been to the World Cup, and not like what like Bielsa did with Leeds, overtrained them, because if like Eddie Howe did that, overtrained them, then games and points will be cost, and obviously he'll cost his job as well, because that's what happened with Bielsa at Leeds. So it's good that Eddie Howe hasn't overtrained them in the 6 weeks we've haven't been away, and obviously the Saudi trip as well. And it's obviously we look in great shape as well after the 2 games against Falcao and Bournemouth. Never going in the Leeds on Saturday, which I give them my most respect tomorrow if they beat Man City, because we'll be still second tomorrow.
Yeah, so, you'd like to think they would, but can they beat Man City? Well, they could. Depends how Man City played, doesn't it?
Beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt the fact they can go and play Man City and beat them, because that's what they did against Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got another couple of people here in the chat, so I'm going to bring them in. So first one in, it's our good old friend, the smooth talker, the ladies' man. That is John Sinclair.
Hey!
Hello, John. You all right? And John, you sat in the home end today. I mean, I know you did message me and say they knew you were a Geordie by your voice. Well, you can't really disguise your voice. Oh, he's gone.
I was just going to say, I thought his accent was a Mank accent. Should have put one on.
Oh.
Yeah, he should have. And the other guest I've got in the chat here is somebody who's familiar with everybody, and he needs no introduction. It's Santa Claus himself, Mr. Archer.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Archer.
Hey!
Oh.
Well, Archer, what did you make of the game today then?
Great result for the two, to be fair. We played Leicester off the park. Like, it was a great result. We needed it.
Yeah, we did. I mean, you wouldn't think we'd been away for 6 weeks, would you?
No. Like, I'm just glad that the World Cup's over, and obviously the Premier League's back, and we can start playing football where we're finished off at the first half of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Almiron had a good game again, didn't he? So did Trippier. Botman. I mean, who'd you pick out that for man of the match? There's a lot of them, isn't it?
For me, it's got to be Botman. Botman played really well at the back.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He stopped everything. So did Cher as well. I mean, he had a good game.
I know.
I thought Dan Burn played all right as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, Murphy missed a sitter when he came on, but it was offside, wasn't it? So didn't really matter.
Well, the bloke stopped it from going in. But yeah, it was offside.
That face, I mean, I don't really rate him, do you, Pete? I mean, he thinks he's Colaccini, doesn't he? But did you hear what the fans were singing? You're just a shit Colaccini.
Yes, I did. I mean, he's not that good.
No, he's not, is he? I mean,
I was very disappointed with Harvey Barnes, I must admit. I rate him, but I thought he was very off his game today.
Yeah.
well.
I mean, that Dewsbury Hall as well, he was another one, wasn't he?
He was poor. I thought Daka was poor as well.
He tried to claim a penalty, didn't he?
That wasn't a penalty.
No, never a penalty. I mean, Vardy tried to make a difference, but he didn't, did he?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, did you expect us to go and win 3-0, Archer, or were you expecting a more tight game than that?
I was expecting 3-1 actually. Obviously, I'm glad we got the 3 points. Like,
yeah, that's what we needed. I mean, I did say 2-1 to us, but I'll take 3-1 all day. 3-0 all day, sorry. But I mean, I wonder how many people's bets has been mucked up by this as well.
I know.
Some people might have had us down for a KG 1-0 or a 2-0.
Well, Madison wasn't playing today because he was sitting out. So you never know. That could be a hint that we could get him in January.
Well,
It could be. I mean, it could be Rogers just saying that he's got an injury. Hey, sorry, Mason.
Does anybody know what's happened with Wilson?
he was out with
he's
illness.
Ah,
It was just illness, so which is
because when I seen the team news, I thought, "Where's Wilson?" Now it's been said about an injury. I thought, "Oh God, something's going to happen with this game." Man, managed to win 3-0 without Wilson.
And Shelby's out for 6 to 8 weeks with a calf injury as well. He'd done that in training.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Matt Ritchie came on today as well for a little cameo. I mean, it was nice to see him, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, it probably just shows he's going to be away very, very soon now by the looks of it. It could be January window. If not, it's definitely going to be the end of the season.
Do you think that was probably a goodbye performance for him? Or do you think he'll have a last hurrah on Saturday against Leeds?
Well, we'll just wait and see. He's going to be out the door very soon by the looks of it.
He's been a great servant, though, Pete. You can't knock him for that.
Great job at the Championship. One of the best wide in the Championship. Definitely as well. But I think you could tell the injuries were starting to catch up with him. And he just didn't have the pace now in terms of being in the Premier League now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Archer, Almiron's back to his scoring ways again. I mean, he missed that chance on Tuesday against Bournemouth. I know you didn't see the game because you were at a concert that night. It got swapped over at the last minute of the match, didn't it? So, but I did say on one of my shows, so I says, yes, he might have fluffed that chance, but you watch the next chance he gets to score in the back of the net, and it's exactly what happened today. I mean, when we were 2-0 up in 7 minutes, I bet you yourself thought, oh, the floodgates are going to open. Yeah, we're going to roll these over.
The second goal was a great set piece. Almiron passed it to Bruno, and then Bruno laid it off to Almiron, and he just placed it in the far corner.
Yeah, it was a brilliant goal, that. I thought Joe Linton's header was brilliant as well. He got up. He rose like a salmon, didn't he?
Aye.
Hell of a header that was.
It was.
It was like to make a point. Oh, well, I missed that chance before, but I'm not missing this one.
Nah.
I mean, Mason, were you expecting us to score more in the second half, or did you think it would be cagey?
To be honest, I'm surprised. And I seen it was 3-0 at half time. I thought we were going to score either another 3 because obviously Leicester aren't the same team as previous seasons, and I'm surprised we didn't score 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, at half-time, like you say, 3-0, the job was done, basically, but it can also be a dangerous scoreline, because if they get an early goal back in the second half, then they're only 2 behind, aren't they? And we're sorting the World Cup final, Argentina. I thought they were 2-0 up and coasting and took their foot off the brake and 2 goals in 90 seconds from Mbappe changed that game and took it to extra time. So it just shows you that, sometimes you don't rest on your laurels. But Trippier did say at the end of the game on interview to Amazon, he did say, look, we did try and push for more goals. He says, we want to try and score as many as we can, technically. He says, but we just couldn't get any more in the second half. He says, but we were making a push for the goals. I mean, we've got Leeds on Saturday, Archer. I mean, how do you think we'll get on against them?
I reckon we'll beat Leeds. I'm very confident. The way we played against Leicester tonight, well, I reckon we'll beat Leeds, to be fair.
Yeah, we should do. I mean, on current form. And then I think it's next Wednesday we've got Arsenal, isn't it? So that's going to be the benchmark where we're at. If we beat Arsenal, then we really are going to show them that we are there. We are serious about that title.
Aye.
I mean, were you surprised today, Pete, that Tottenham dropped Lloris to the bench, saying that we don't think he's probably in the right frame of mind after losing the World Cup final? And apparently Lloris is saying he wanted to play and he's not happy he was dropped to the bench in place of Fraser Forster. So, I mean, what was your take on that?
It's a bit strange, that wasn't it? Surely you've got to expect... You'd expect that Lloris would go straight in goal pretty much with him being the number one keeper. I don't think Fraser Forster's been the same keeper as well. I've got to admit, I was a bit puzzled by that one. I've got to admit.
Yeah, it was a strange decision. I'll just nip into some. Rowley says, "Hi Tony, great win. What a performance. Would you have known we'd not played a Premier League game for 6 weeks? No, you wouldn't have thought that, would you? I mean, it's like we haven't been away, basically. It's like we just left off at Chelsea and we've just carried it on against Leicester."
Tony, I'm going to shoot off with mate.
Okay, cheers, Archer. Cheers for coming on, mate.
Drop.
See you later, mate.
Drop.
Yeah.
He's obviously out somewhere walking about.
Probably looking for his turkey hat.
Probably. Matey Max says, would any of you take Rice from West Ham? Pete?
That's a funny one, that one. Oh, I don't know.
He's a CDM, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I think we could do with another CDM. Rice. All depends what his price tag was. But I think it'll be very, very high.
Yeah, I do as well, Pete. I mean, Mason, would you take Rice?
Yes, if obviously, because I don't know if it's I forgot, it's either Liverpool or Man City who were after him, and they're going to offer like stupid amounts of money for him. So yes, we've got the money, but if like we put a bid in for him, when Man City's going to double it.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I mean,
and plus, I want to point in as well. What is he going to get past Rodri? That's the main thing. Is he going to get past him and come with him and the way Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne are playing so far? Will they get in the side? Because I think he'll be a bench warmer at Man City.
I mean, you're looking at probably 80 to 100 million to get Rice, aren't you?
Because exactly but we paid 70 million for Isaac, but the owners might not want to pay that kind of money like yet. But if like Eddie Howe says to the owners, I want a CDM. This is a big target I want. Declan Rice, who's between 80 and 100 million. But you want to pay it? Possibly, but if you've got Man City knocking on the door as well, who have put the same amount of money, but they're going to double his wages.
Yeah.
Where would he want to go?
I mean, if I'm honest, yes, he's a good player, Race, but I would go for either one of these two players. So first of all, I would go for either this guy, Edson Alvarez from Ajax. I think he's a terrific CDM, hell of a baller, and he'd probably cost about 40 to 50 million quid, but he's a cracking CDM. Or the other option you've got, probably about 30 million at least, from Mönchengladbach, would be Manu Kone, 21-year-old Frenchman. He's one hell of a player. Man of the match performance he put in against Leipzig last season. He ran the show that day. Leipzig couldn't touch him, couldn't even touch Mönchengladbach because he was a catalyst in everything that Mönchengladbach did going forward. He can put a nice, decent long ball in, and he's also good for short passes as well, but gets back in defence. So you could see your back five then would probably turn into a back six because this guy can defend. And he's only 21. So he's got years in the game yet, and he's nowhere near his peak. I mean, I'll come to you first, Pete. I mean, out of them two, either Manu Kone or Edson Alvarez, which one would you rather have?
Oh, wow. It's a tough one. Two really good players, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think I would go more for Alvarez.
Yeah.
I think he's been really good for Ajax. Brilliant.
I mean, I was surprised Mexico didn't play him really in the World Cup, did they?
Yeah.
I mean, Mason, who would you rather go for? Alvarez or Kone?
I like the sound of that Kone from Mönchengladbach. Yes. It's the sound. For what you've just said for him against Leipzig, he looks a player who's been playing for ages.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't want to disrespect. I don't want to I don't know who his manager was last season, but I'm sure Daniel Farker's making him into a really, really good player because he worked on a shoestring budget at Norwich, but he's working on a I don't know how much he can I don't know how much he can spend, but it'd be much better than having the budget at Norwich. But if we can get players like him in from managers who have been down there in the Premier League, then fair play to him. Fair play to the lad. Fair play to Daniel Farker for making him into a really, really decent player. But for me, I would go for Kone because Kone is that little bit younger, and he's he'll be good on the ball because we need a player who, and yes, you can see now the injuries are starting. The injuries are killing Shelby now because he's just came back from a long-term injury. Now he's out for 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. It just shows you the injuries are knocking him.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, Kone plays with this guy at Mönchengladbach, Marcus Thuram, who we are supposed to be going to pay 10 million for in January, if reports are true, because his contract runs out in this summer. So they're obviously going to accept 10 million because that's all they'll probably get for him. Kone's contract runs until summer of 2025. But, I mean, if we sign him, he could then convince the club to get Kone, couldn't he?
And plus, as well, he's best mates with Maxson.
Yeah.
And he'll have a big say to him. But yes, he's came out and said he wants him. He wants him to play at Newcastle with him. But to be honest, if we manage to get all three of them, that top three will be tight if we get them three players, and plus a loan because I feel like we haven't got many loans. Don't disrespect. I'm not disrespecting the club because the business what they've done so far has been really, really good. But the thing is, I think we need it's January. We don't know how much money the clubs will have from the summer. If they've still got money from the summer. I feel like I'm just saying no disrespect, but I'm happy. I'll be happy with the business we've done, but I think we just need 2-3 more loans just to get if any injuries happen before the window shuts. For example, Shelby, and we can go out and get that corner. But if any longer term injuries like the likes of, I don't know who'll get injured, but I think we need a few loans if injuries will happen to key players. If for example Botman gets injured, we'll have to get a player in on loan. If obviously we've got Trippier, but Newcastle want to sell Manquillo in the summer, and we'll have to go out and get a right back on a loan because, as you can see from last season, Eddie Howe trusts in Kraft now, and he'll want him in his plans, and then we'll have to get a player in because Kraft's out for the rest of the season. So, to be honest, if we get young players like Coney on loan, see how they are. You never know. You never know. They can set the world alight in Newcastle in the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the good thing with Marcus Thuram as well is he can play left wing or striker. So you've got a versatile player there up front. I mean, you're talking about Trippier. We are looking at a right back from West Ham, and I think he's out of contract in the summer, Harrison Ashby.
Oh yes, we were linked with him in the summer, weren't we? Then deal broke down because West Ham were linked with a right back. That broke down. That meant Ashby couldn't come to us. But I don't know if West Ham are going to go back in for this right back, and if it does, then we can get Ashby and Manquillo will be out the door because I wouldn't see Kraft leaving in the summer because we need Kraft, who is the same player as he was at the end of last season.
Yeah,
because Manquillo will be either gone and he'll be gone in a few weeks, or he'll be gone in the summer.
Yeah, I think so as well. Got somebody else in the green room, so I'll bring him in, and then I'll go to some comments before I come to them. So we've got Lewis.
Oh, gee.
Hi, Lewis.
I'm ill as well.
You are as well. I'll come to you in a moment, Lewis. I've just got to go through some comments, mate.
No problem.
Excuse me, guys. So Troll says, Rice will be overpriced, not for me, just because the fee we would have to pay. Yeah, he would be overpriced as well. British players always are. Mighty Max says, Botman is a robot. He's terrific, Botman, isn't he? Absolutely brilliant. David says, Bruno played really well today as well. Yes, he did. Brazil must be looking at that and thinking, why didn't we play him more? But then the Brazilian fans were complaining, asking why he's even in the Brazilian squad. I mean, it's talk about deluded people. They must be very deluded. Troll says, Trippier was excellent as well. And he also goes on to say, Richie really needs to go, in my opinion. He's done a great job, but time to move on. Yeah, I think he will move on. Mighty Max says, can see a big clear out by the end of the summer. Yeah, there will be a clear out. Troll says, to those teams who think they can buy our players, you're right. Wood, Fraser, Dummett and so on. Yeah. Dummett will have to go in the summer as well. Yeah. Gillespie is another one, says Mighty Mag.
Yeah.
Mighty Mag says, West Ham just about to kick off. Good luck to them. Troll says, package deal for the Greenhead and Thuram.
Arsenal's just had a goal choked off by VAR for offside by Bukayo Saka. So it's still 0-0 at the moment.
And if West Ham win, we'll be only 4 points behind Arsenal.
Yeah. Mighty Max says we can beat that Arsenal team. Let's hope. I like your optimism. Alan says the Mexican all day long, great player. Yeah, absolutely, Alan. And Joe Cowell says, evening lads, evening to you, Joe. Hope you're well, mate. Lewis, did you see today's game and what was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it in my bedroom because we got guests over, because it's Boxing Day. We have people over like each time with our family. Each person changes like the family up in the northeast and that.
Yeah.
We change. See who has it. We got it this year, but obviously I've been just in my room going down for a bit because obviously I don't want to pass this bug on. But I watched it obviously because I don't know if it's like this Christmas bug or tonsillitis. I don't know. But I did watch the game. Well done to Mark Gillett, the referee, for giving the penalty in space in 90 seconds, because that's very unusual to get a penalty that quick in a game.
But was a definite penalty though, Lewis. So even if it'd gone to VAR, you would have been told to go and check the monitor. So
yeah,
he had to give it.
Yeah, I know, but like normally we normally get decisions against us, don't we? And it makes a change. It makes a change for once. We actually do get decisions that we are saying. The Premier League have been looking and saying, actually, we need to give Newcastle something. But like, let's say if Callum Wilson was playing and Alexander Isak, I think it could have been 6 or 7 to us easily today. But the second half was so boring, I fell asleep watching it.
I mean, yeah, the Isak situation's a bit of a funny one, because he come back from the Swedish team with a thigh injury. They said it was a thigh strain, so normally that's about 5-6 weeks out injured. But then the club said he's out till after the World Cup. Then we get after the World Cup, and then he says, oh, he won't be at the Christmas festive programme. And it's like, so what is this injury? But nobody said anything from the club, and they don't have to tell us what the injury is, but it's obviously something that's been more longer term.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Pete, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, the Isak, it's a bit of a mystery, isn't it?
Maybe people thought that his injury wasn't first serious. Probably didn't think it was serious at first, but maybe he could have had to go for more scans, and they might have found something to make the injury a bit more serious. But and they're just going to slowly work him in at the moment, like try not to rush him back too quickly as well, because the least thing we'll want is for him to be rushed back and then he's injured again. That is the thing. So they're just taking care, make sure that know when to put him back at the right time. Maybe just not yet.
Yeah. And I mean, Lewis, I mean, who impressed you today for the team? I mean, were you surprised we won 3-0 after a 6-week break?
I was expecting expecting us to do well, but not that well in the space of like half an hour. Because I thought, hang on 1 second, sorry about this. Bloody cold. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I'm glad we won, because that just helps now. Because who believes, like, after like over a year after the takeover, look where we are. We're second in the Premier League. What the hell's gone on?
I mean, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's just like we've never been away from it, have we? And it's just absolutely fantastic to see, just to see us win. And I mean, the thing is, having no Wilson in the team, but Chris Wood come in and took the penalty and scored again. I mean, Chris Wood's deadly from the penalty spot, isn't he?
Yeah, it went straight down the middle as well.
Yeah. I mean, Danny Ward doesn't strike me as a great keeper anyway. And
no,
I still don't know why they paid 12 million from Liverpool for him. Mr. Teeth got a bargain there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, robbed them, one of the two.
And you did about the jokes about Jurgen Klopp, Peter.
Oh,
like this is one, like, like the signs so bright that you could have landed Santa's sleigh.
Oh God. Oh jeez.
Because you were not on you I had to say that one because it's still the Christmas period.
Yes.
Well, it was funny because I just put the Man City game on the other night towards the end. And as I just put it on, it just happened to show you Jurgen Klopp standing there, like smelling with his teeth out. And I thought it'd be all right if there's a floodlight failure because he'll keep the play going. Because he like the stadium up, won't he?
Oh.
And, but yeah, absolutely. But I just go to some comments here. Joe says, it was nice to see Chris Wood getting on the score sheet with a penalty. Yeah, absolutely. And he nearly had a second. He was unlucky with that one. Aaron, who's a Man City fan, well done on the win today. My dad was happy as he's a Newcastle fan. Glad to see the Premier League season resume. Yeah, we all are, Aaron. I mean, it's great to have them, them back. And I mean, I know we're in second place at the moment. Your team play again in 48 hours against Leeds, but yeah.
Come on, Leeds. Sorry, Aaron.
We want to stay second, Aaron, so let's hope you don't get a result at Leeds. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting season. If we go and beat Arsenal next week, and not say if Arsenal lost today and we go and beat Arsenal next week, that would be very interesting, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, it's weird because all the big teams are scared. They're scared against us.
But the lady who was I don't know her name by the way, but who was interviewing Eddie Howe on Amazon, she said, well, that was a good performance today, and Eddie Howe went, it was okay. He says, I wasn't happy. He says, because there's things in there where we can improve. And she went, she says, yeah, but Eddie, you've just won 3-0. Surely you don't. He went, no, there's stuff in there that needs to be improved. And he says, and I'll be going through it on the video with the players as well so that they know. And he says, we could have had more goals, which we should have probably had done. He says, but there is things in there that can be improved, he says, and they'll be out in the training ground this week doing it. So but that's what Eddie Howe's all about. Eddie Howe, to me, is a winner. I mean, I went on a Bournemouth channel last week to do the preview for the Carabao Cup game. And like I say, the guy there, he said Eddie Howe, when he was at Bournemouth, was never known to take cups seriously. He was always like, let's just go out the cups and concentrate on the league. He says, but he seems to be interested in the cup, and all us Bournemouth fans are like, so why is he all of a sudden taking the cup seriously?
Because we haven't won a cup in 7 years.
And I said, no disrespect to Bournemouth, and I said, the difference is because your club, financial wise and being a bit smaller, I says he probably thought, well, it was probably better to stay in the Premier League than it was to go through on a cup run and risk losing Premier League status. I says, because your Premier League status brings you more money than what a cup run does. And I says, but the difference is that Newcastle's got that little bit extra money now. Mm-hmm. And he can handle the players. Eddie Howe can handle the big players. I just want
to say as well, that American guy's got some money on him. So Gary O'Neill's got some money there, and January whoever he wants to bring in. So it's that
Bill Foley, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And if Eddie Howe could have had money, like that kind of money, if he was still there, but it's Newcastle.
Yeah, and you know how Bournemouth took over as well. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if their manufacturer next season will be. I'm going to do the English trade because I always say I'm going to. I wouldn't be surprised if Nike make their kits next season. Because you know who is also there as well, part of the owner as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if we go back to Adidas, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but with Bournemouth, I think they will go to Nike because hang on. Jordan, what's his name? Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
he's got 10% stake in Bournemouth now as well.
Has he?
Yeah. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if next season, if Nike and one of their kits will be made by Jordan. What is technically Nike as well?
I mean, just going into the comments here, Aaron says, this is for you, Lewis. He says, shows your Premier League trophy, Lewis. Joking.
Well, it won't be long. It won't be long. Hopefully, we get Premier League trophy.
I Like Coffee says, hi, Tony PD, Lewis Mason and all. Hi, I Like Coffee. Hope you're well. Hope you're feeling great. And he says, that Miggy goal was just wow. Bruno turned into a prime De Bruyne with that pass. Yes, it was a sublime pass. Right, guys, we're going to go into player ratings, and you can join in the chat. Give us your thoughts on what you thought the players were, and how you rate them today. So I'll kick this one off after. I'll read this comment first, and I'll kick it off. Joe says, it's the actor Michael B. Jordan, not the basketball player. That's part of Bournemouth.
That's okay. Right. All right. So I might have got mixed up, but
yeah. I Like Coffee says, before that, I gave them all out of 10. Right. So let's start with the player. So I'll take the first player.
Nick Pope in the middle of our goal.
Nick Pope for me, I thought he had a cracking game. When he was called upon, he'd done what he had to do. Steady as usual at the back. Had a clean sheet as well. I'm giving him a 9. I'm giving Pope a 9. I think it's fair enough that. Right, Pete. The next player is for you. And it's the best fullback in the Premier League in my eyes, and that's Kieran Trippier.
Superb again, wasn't he? He's just a leader out on that pitch. Just an absolute leader out on that pitch. He really, really is. Corner, brilliant. Whipped in for Julian to get his head onto it as well. Was absolutely fantastic as well. I think I've got to go for a 9 for Trippier as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to come to you, Mason, and I'm going to give you this centre-back, Sven Botman.
10. For what I've seen of him, which isn't much, to be honest, but I mean, with the snips I've seen of him, he never changes. He never changes at the back. He's that solid that, like, the likes of Daka and Jamie Vardy could never get past him. So for me, Sven Botman, 10. What a player, man.
Yeah.
John Sinclair. We think John Sinclair would be crying his eyes out on the M6. I know he's back doing the Bristol. I think why is he not in Milan? Bloody hell.
Oh, it saved him one off the line as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I'll go with 10. I think he was brilliant as well. Right, Lewis, I'm going to give you his partner, Fabian Schär.
A 10 as well, because obviously our back line today was unbeatable today. The partnership they had, you couldn't ask for anything more today by them.
Yeah, he was brilliant today. Was Schär, wasn't he? Especially when he ran with that 50 yards as well, didn't he? With the ball, he's pretty good. £3 million a bargain for him, isn't it? Yeah. Right. So I'll take the next player. When I find him. But he's driving down here. So I'll take Joe Willock. Joe Willock, right. I thought he had a good game. In the midfield, his usual running. Overall, I didn't think he played too bad. To be fair, I'll give Joe Willock an 8. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah, I thought he had an okay game. Did Joe Willock? Okay, so Pete, next one I'm giving you is, you know who's coming up, don't you? Pete's like who? There you go, Bruno in the middle.
I was going to say, yeah, you could be giving me Bruno, but you did miss one defender out.
Oh, I've missed Dan Burn, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
I'll give Dan Burn to Mason.
Okay. Bruno is superb, excellent, brilliant. I mean, that ball again to play into Miggy to score the second goal was absolutely fantastic. And again, Mr. Titty, whoever you call him now, the former Brazil manager. Why did you play Fred over him? I don't know why. But yeah, but Bruno, wow, just magnificent. I think I'm going to go double figures and go a 10 for Bruno as well. Man of the match. Amazon give a man of the match as well. 10. Yep, 10.
Yeah, Titty by name, Titty by nature. A total tit. Right, Mason, I want to give you Dan Burn.
This is generally hard. 'Cause, I'll give him an 8 because he didn't put to be honest, he didn't put a foot wrong half the time. Yes, he wasn't like standing like bottoming, but he still had a good game for like from the bits what I've seen. So for me, I'll give Boone an 8.
Yeah, that's fair enough. He was solid. Right, Lewis, you get Sean Longstaff. He's one of our own.
Yeah, I know he is. my dad knows his dad.
Yeah.
Because my dad used to watch with Whitley Bay Warriors.
Oh, the ice hockey eye.
Yeah. Sometimes he used to go on the team coach with the team and that. Like sometimes he had a really good game and sometimes he had a bit of a poor one. I think 8, between an 8 and an 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, he had a fair enough game today, didn't he? And put himself about, and go along with that one. I'll go along with an 8 with you as well, Lewis. I thought he was solid enough, and absolutely. So that's the midfield 3 covered. I've not missed anybody out this time. Right, so the next player falls to me.
Blame Christmas.
Yeah, I'll blame Christmas for that, yeah. Or the World Cup. Right, I'll take the next player, and that is Mickey Almiron. I thought Mickey had a great game. Full of running, full of energy. I mean, we backtracked to stop them getting near our goal as well. It's his work rate is absolutely phenomenal. And I did say I knew he would score. He wouldn't miss his chance this time, and he didn't. Yeah, sorry, Lewis.
I think West Ham might have a penalty.
Oh.
Well, we'll come back to you in a minute, Lewis.
No problem. I'll tell you in a minute.
Hang on, Mason's one. What's that, Mason? You're on mute.
I was just putting my finger across to see if West Ham actually got a penalty.
Oh,
I'm behind then.
So they haven't got a penalty.
I don't know. I'm watching on my phone.
With Mickey Almiron, I thought he had a cracking game. Did what he had to do. Got his goal. I mean, took his goal very well from Bruno's pass yet again. And fantastic game from Mickey. And it's a hard one, this. But I think for his work rate, his tenacity, the attacking he done, the goal he got as well. I can't give this guy less than 10, so I have to give him 10 because I thought he was outstanding all over the park. And he deserved his applause from the fans to go around the pitch and applaud them. So, yeah, for me, Mickey gets a 10, Pete.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, it is a penalty to West Ham.
Oh.
Penalty's been given.
West player I'm going to give you is
Me?
Chris Wood. There you go, Pete.
Chris
You can take
Chris
the
Wood,
striker.
I thought he did well. Chris Wood today, he did well with the penalty straight down the middle, and again was very unlucky not to score again. Could have just tried to kept that a little bit lower, but other than that, I thought he did very well today, Chris Wood. So I'm going to give Chris Wood an 8 today.
Yeah. And did you notice, Pete, when he scored, he sort of cheered, and then he realised, shit, hang on, I'm playing against my former club, and he sort of went, calm down, because he sort of fist pumped in that, and then he realised, oh, hang on, it's against my old club, Leicester City. So yeah.
And West Ham have
fair
scored the
play to
penalty.
him, though. Oh, brilliant! So they're 1-0 up.
Yes. Straight
Right,
up.
Mason,
You
I
know,
come
it's-
to you now. And Mason, I'm giving you J7.
Another 10. I mean, I mean, one, you give for the penalty. And second, he was just outstanding in that game.
Yeah.
His work rate was superb. So for me, J7, 10.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he was absolutely fantastic as well. Then we saw Maxi come on and Jacob Murphy for Willock and Almiron. And then obviously we had Matt Ritchie for Chris Wood and then Elliot Anderson for Longstaff. Because they weren't on the field that long, I'll just give them all a standard 5.
Actually, Maxi did quite well when he came on. I'll give Maxi a 6 and all the other ones a 5.
Yeah, but they didn't really have a time to impact the
I
game,
know.
did they? Such, but
Yeah.
so they just get a standard 5 because they played under 15 minutes, didn't they? So they only played like 7 minutes. But yeah, I thought right. So I'm gonna take the next one, which is I'll take the fans. The fans for me, I thought they were absolutely fantastic from start to finish. Even calling Vout's face a shit Colaccini.
Yes,
Colaccini. He's not even good enough to tie his bootlaces. That's how. But I even laughed when the commentator picked up on that, and he said, "Oh, they're having a go at Vout Fairs about Colaccini." He says, "Yeah, Colaccini is probably in his 40s now, but he was an exceptional player."
He's still playing, by the way, as well, Colaccini.
Yeah. And so anyway, the fans, I say, were brilliant all the way throughout that game. So for me, the fans get a 10 from me. Absolutely fantastic. Even if that bloke at the end was a bit of a knob, but other than that, no. For me, the fans get a 10. Absolutely. And Pete, we're going to go to you now, and I'm going to give you this guy, Eddie Howe.
Well, I think you got to give Eddie Howe a 10 definitely as well. Just he got the lineup right, knows what his best starting 11 is at the moment. Doesn't want to change a winning side at the moment. Brings on players when fresh legs need to come on as well. And the fact is, we're sitting in this position and we've got a chance of staying in that top 4 at the moment as well, come the end of 2022 as well. 10 out of 10, Eddie Howe. He's just a brilliant manager for our club.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you, Pete. He was absolutely brilliant, and with his decisions and that. And normally I've done this, but there we go. This is going to come up now. And this is Cock of the Week. And so, Cock of the Week. I'm not going to say the guy's name or anything, but the Cock of the Week is a guy on a podcast who I think we all know, and labelled us Man United Mark II. I mean, what did you make of them comments, Pete? I mean, just because some of our fans said we can get Maddison, we've got all the money, we can buy him. I know some fans are getting a bit carried away with things, but for him to come out and say we're Man United Mark II, I think was a bit of a disgrace to our club. And I did put a video out the other day. You've probably seen it. I mean, what was your thoughts on them comments, Pete?
There's no way we're a Man United 2. Absolutely no chance. We're Newcastle United, and we call this club for a reason.
Yeah,
Not
because
hang on, Lewis.
Sorry, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, why come out and say stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't get it, Pete. I really don't.
It's just, you don't call us a Man United 2.0.
No, I mean, he was due to go on Toon Review, but he got cancelled off there because obviously he'd upset a lot of fans, and I can see where Paul was coming from, and I'm totally behind Paul on that one. I mean, I wasn't happy I was caught on the hop. I mean, John asked me to stand in for him because he couldn't get on, but you know, I mean, to be asked that question, just to me, and I didn't think I'd give an answer to that because I was trying to talk about other stuff. But yeah, I just found it a bit cringy, to be honest with you, Peter. And I just thought it's not really the question you should be asking. And I don't agree with the comments. I mean, as far as I'm concerned now, it's water under the bridge, you know. But you know, it's just nice to get other people's views on it. You know, I mean, John kept apologising, saying, "Well, I'm sorry I put you in that." And I said, "It's not your fault, John. You didn't put us in a position, John." I says, "You didn't ask. You weren't aware he's going to ask that question, so don't blame yourself for it." I mean, Mason, I'm going to ask you the same. I mean, what was your thoughts on that? Because obviously a few fans have seen that as well, like you said it to them.
2 words: jealous bastard. Like 4 words.
Well said, Lewis. Sorry, Mason. Well said, mate. Well said.
I love it.
I mean, I was at work when on Friday when you came out with that video, and then I went on Sinclair. I had a little look on Sinclair's video, and I heard it. I thought I was literally going to like say it in the comments in capitals. Why? Why would you want to be a laughing stock of a club like them? A player, and why would you want to have a player who thinks of himself? But he's no longer there now. But we don't want players to play for themselves, like half the Man United players have been in recent years.
Yeah.
And managers keep on going. And to be honest, the main topic as well, they've got the money, but they hate the owners.
Yeah.
We don't hate the owners now. They've hated their owners longer than us. They're still, well, they could be Mike Ashley by the looks of it, American Mike Ashley by the looks of it, because they're wanting to sell, but they haven't got a buyer, and it's been like a few months now. They're like a Mike Ashley, the Glazers. And to be honest, I generally hope they rot that club into the ashes, just because, obviously, it's just because it's because of the way the club is, with the players be themselves, because they're not like the players who they had under like Ferguson and Busby. It's just players who don't think of like Man United, like Man United players just thinking themselves, and half the fans aren't even from the area.
Yeah.
Majority of them are Cockneys, Asian people. We mainly see the Chinese and all that, but that club. Why would you want to be a club? I'm going to say it again. Why would you want to be a club who was rotting downhill and we're going up because You seen it. Man United against Brentford and Brighton, 4-0 down at half time, getting beat up Brighton. I mean, no disrespect, but Man United should be going out and battering them. And
Yeah.
we've only lost one game this season. They've lost a few, but I'm sorry. It's cringy for him. I'm not saying his name because I know who it is as well. But why would you want to be so cringy? Come out and say stuff like that? Because Man United we're going to be up there with Man United, but we're not going to have this like the fact. Well, we could be, but their fan base is much bigger than ours, and we're not like that. Half their fans aren't even from Manchester. Well, so ours, it's mainly from like different parts of the northeast, in different parts of the country, but it's mainly all northeast fans, and you get a feel like from different parts of the country. But I'm sorry, we're not Man United, we're Newcastle United. Yes, we've got the money. He's only jealous because Leicester are right down at the bottom. They haven't spent it. They didn't even spend. I don't know how much they spent on that last from France. He's clearly jealous because we've spent more money than them in the summer, and we're about to get there. We're about to get. I don't know if it's happening now, but we're about to get James Maddison. I just want to see them tears coming out of his eyes when we say Maddison from them. I just cannot wait to see them tears coming out of his eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I was meant to go on with John on Friday, but obviously I couldn't get on. I was running late anyway, so I wouldn't have made it anyway. But I didn't. I said to John on chat anyway. I didn't want to come on anyway, but but I wouldn't have made it anyway because I was running late, so didn't get home till well late. By the time I got home, he was actually just about finished, so there was no way I would have got on. I mean, Lewis, your thoughts? I mean, Man United Mark II. Would you like to see us being named that?
No, because for a fact, Man United would not even call Man United back in the day. We obviously the reason we called Newcastle United because obviously Newcastle East End and Newcastle West End came together. From the two clubs in Newcastle that came together to become united, make one city as one team. But it's just like fair enough. I understand why people are saying that now because we have the money now, and then in a couple of years' time, like we'd be known as just United, not Newcastle. Man United wouldn't be known as the Red United, the Red Manchester.
Yeah. Right. Before we go off, I'm going to bring up the Premier League table because I think everybody wants to see the table. You know, because, well, take it in, guys. Take it in. I hope you've all screenshotted it as well. So, there's the Premier League table as it stands at the moment. And I'll just zoom that up a bit. There you go. So you can see it better now. So there we are. We are sitting pretty in second place. 4 points behind Arsenal, who are currently losing. 16 games played, 9 won, 6 drawn, 1 lost. 32 goals scored and 11 against. Goal difference of 21. We've now got the best defensive record in the Premier League because Arsenal are getting beat. I mean, what a difference. What an absolute difference it is to what we were last season. We are 20 points better. Before this game, we were 20 points better off than we were last season. I'll come round the table. I mean, Pete, what's your thoughts when you look at that table now from last year?
Just shows how we're progressing as a club now in terms of the owners that we've got in now as well. And we've got Eddie House done with the side as well. He's put the right players in, and he's helped improved players in the side. That was simply Bruce under Cabbage Heat himself. And it's just amazing to see this now. We're completely the dark clouds of Mike Ashley, Steve Bruce, and all the other idiots who were here at this club have simply blown away for good now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mason, what do you think when you look at that table now?
No words. Simply no words.
Yeah.
Just look at us now compared to number 9.
Yeah.
I mean, they were where they were where we are. They spent more money than us in the summer.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you sign the glamorous player. It just shows you that us as a team has worked with effort and value, like what Eddie Howe's done this season. And Chelsea, something hasn't gone right there, but it's getting worse with Graham Potter. Yes, I like him as a manager, but he shouldn't have went there. But I'm happy that he's putting them into the decline, because I can't stand Chelsea now after what happened before the World Cup. I mean, I can't stand them now. It's up. It's there with Man. I hate them more now with Man United.
Yeah. I mean,
That's generally me now. I hate them because I said to somebody, sore losers. That's what are sore losers.
yeah, Havertz is the worst one for it, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lewis, what do you think when you look at that table now? I mean, we've come a long way since we lost at home to Cambridge in the FA Cup in January.
Yeah, and like that, this and people like I love what like the commentator said on Amazon today. Says we're in the top, we're second place, and that's the highest we've been for 19 years.
20 years, yeah.
Yeah, but when you think about it, for me, that's the highest I've ever seen us, and I'm 23, and that's
Yeah.
and that's bonkers for me to say that. That's the highest I've seen. The highest I've seen when we finished 5th. But now to say a second in the league, only 4 points behind Arsenal, but obviously a game played more.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
But it's just like, what the hell's happened?
It's progress, Lewis. That's what it is.
I know, but it's weird. It's weird to say like where we are. I'm saying like I'm going to say this. I hope I'm not wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. Newcastle is going to qualify for the Champions League.
Well, we hope so. I mean, we could look at it another way as well. We're 7 points from safety.
Yeah, I was about to say that. But yeah, we're only 7 points off from safety.
I just want to make a little tweak to that table. I just wish number 7 was number 4. I don't want Tottenham there because I can't stand 2 people from Tottenham. Daniel Levy and then number 9.
Harry Kane.
I can't stand them now. And number 8 and number 5. You know what I'm going to rattle on about Man United?
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look...
that club is just full of glory-seeking bellends.
Yeah. And then we go at the bottom of the table. Looks very interesting at the bottom now. Wolves winning today, so Southampton are bottom of the league now. Forest are second bottom with a game in hand. And then if Forest win their game against Man United, then they climb out of the bottom 3, and Everton are dropping into the bottom 3. I mean, it's looking grim for Everton now, Pete, isn't it? I mean, even Southampton, I fear for Southampton now. I think they're going to go, Pete.
Big trouble, big trouble. I think appoint Nathan Jones with no Premier League experience so far looks like it's going to be turned out to be a risky one at the moment. Everton, I mean, just a poor side in general at the moment.
I can see Nottingham Forest getting out of this, Pete.
Could do, yeah. Still could do.
I mean, Wolves, still struggling. I mean, I know they won today against the poor Everton side and scored in the last minute, so I bet the Glad Street End weren't happy about that.
Can I just put in for a second as well?
Yeah.
Like, Palace had two men sent off as well today as well.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
I understand the first one. That's a leg breaker.
Oh,
That could have been bad. But then the second yellow card defense. What the hell do you think you do? If you're on a yellow card, don't raise your arm up and put him in the face. It's either going, if you're not booked, that could be a straight red card challenge because it's a high arm in the head. That could be a red card. But
Who got sent off?
Yeah.
He
Who got sent off at Palace?
It was Mitchell and Tompkins. Was it?
Tompkins.
Yeah.
Tompkins, yeah.
What's match of the day tonight? Like 10 to 11 BBC One.
Ooh.
I mean, Mason, do you think Southampton are going to go down now? Because I think they're in serious trouble now.
But if Nathan Jones doesn't get financial back on that he needs, then sorry to say this, but after all these years, Southampton are back in the Championship. I mean, yes, like my family are good friends with the McManamies, and obviously I've had a lot of time for Southampton because I'm good friends with the McManamies, and I'll be gutted that to see them in the Championship because I've always liked Southampton in the Premier League with the money they've like the players going to Liverpool. I always remember that all them players going to Liverpool, and some of the play. I just want to say it now. If Southampton get relegated, we should go for James Ward-Prowse because he'll be shredding that Championship to pieces if he plays in the Championship next season.
Yeah. I mean, he missed a penalty today, but he scored the rebound.
I mean, it's a shame because yes, they've had a.
Oh, sorry, Mason. Arsenal's got a penalty.
Arsenal got one now.
But they're checking for possible handball, but I think it's smacked straight off the head. Sorry, Mason, for putting in there.
But I just want to quickly say about that bottom half. I'm surprised about Bournemouth. That's the only team because I think because they've got Neto, who was no longer playing in the Champions League with Barcelona, and they've got Sensi, who's a really, really good centre back and to be honest, I'm surprised they're not up because Scotty Parker signed a lot of players for Fulham, and I'm surprised he didn't do the same for Bournemouth. But if that American guy did that for Bournemouth in the summer, then they would have been another Fulham because that Khan's American as well. So, but Southampton, they've got to get players more experienced players in the summer because they've signed too many young players in the summer.
Yeah, I'm just saying this. Michael Oliver's got the monitor.
Yeah, it hit his
to me,
head.
that's not a penalty. Surely it can't be.
No penalty.
Well done, Michael Oliver. Well done, Michael Oliver. He's one of our own because he's one of the best referees in the English Premier League. Him and Anthony Taylor. But yeah, like I say, I mean, it's great to see where we are, and yeah, I think the ones at the bottom, I mean, Southampton are just going to really struggle this season now, and it does look a bit bleak for them. Aaron says, "I'm still here." He says, "Well said, Mason. F Man United. Most of their fans are glory hunters, and it's a tin pot club now. We all love to see their downfall after years of looking down at us." So he agrees, Mason.
I'm looking at this thing on the Newcastle Twitter page. It's a picture of Fabian Schär that the club's put up. Says unsung hero Fabian Schär appreciation, and Mia Dad's commented on it saying the Sherminator.
The Sherminator. Oh, brilliant. LA Coffee says, I need an oxygen mask. It's quite dizzy up here in second place.
Try if you. I like coffee. Try and go to St James and try and send level 7 and walk up all them stairs.
Oh, Lewis, don't get me started about that one. Tuesday, Jesus Christ. I nearly had a heart attack, man.
Oh, that's what. Aren't you? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Why was it level 7 for me, son?
Because I was an idiot and didn't get the tickets early.
Was that the cup game?
Aye.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Have you seen the picture I sent you, Mason?
Aye.
Yeah.
It's a good job you don't have vertigo when you're up there.
I know. And I'm bloody scared. It hates me.
Oh, look, level 7, Dave.
Look what I got for Christmas.
I seen that.
And not like level 7 Dave when he went to the Sheffield United game and he says, "Guys, what did you think of the game?" I don't know, I couldn't see it.
Well, when Sam Allardyce was manager, I used to go on level 7 because that was the best place to see the ball. Because he used to play the long ball, Allardyce, didn't he? So I says, I'll see the ball better up here.
That's why I used to sit. I used to sit on level 7, bang on the Gallagher goal line. But now I'm in the Leazer's end.
Yeah. Right, guys, so we're going to wrap up here. What's been a great show. So I'm going to go around the table. So, Pete, would you like to tell people where they can find you on your socials, please? And channels?
PD Proudlock channel. Of course, I will most likely do the match review tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet. Either be myself or I'll see who I can get to join with me for that one. At some point, and of course, there'll be other content like preview for the Leeds game, of course. I will be back with the Premier League reshow since the Premier League is back as well. Friday, we'll have my good old funny show of all as well. So, PD Proudlock, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And follow me on my social medias, all PD Proudlock. So that's my Facebook page, my Twitter, my Instagram, and Snapchat as well. So feel free to follow and add me on there.
Lovely. Thanks, Peter. And Mason, where can people find you?
Mason Ford on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Lovely. Thank you. And Lewis?
Newcastle Disabled Fan on YouTube, and that's pretty much it. But like Tony, if you want to add me Twitter onto it as well, and you can just let people follow me on Twitter, it's just Lewis. I think it's Lewis York on Twitter, and I forgot.
All right.
But
I'm sure they can find you. On Twitter.
Obviously, I was going to do like a bit of reaction to like this, but obviously, if I'm under the weather and that, because I've got people over.
Yeah.
I forgot to do it. Obviously, I don't want to do it. I'm not very well. But I will try and do one for the Leeds game after the game when I get back in.
Yeah. LA Coffee says bye, Tony, PD, Lewis, and Mason and all. Bye, PD. LA Coffee. Aaron the Brit, the Man City fan. Yes, West Ham are beating Arsenal. LA Coffee for PD's food picks. Maybe a Christmas dinner special.
If there's any.
That's not a bad shout, that.
Exactly. LA Coffee says the good food and the weird ones.
Yeah.
Aaron says good stuff, lads. Cheers, Aaron. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Aaron.
Absolutely. And yeah, guys. So basically, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. It helps send the channel up the search results and makes it found more easily as well when searching for Newcastle United content or any football content in general. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so and helps the channel grow. And also the bell notification also tells you when I've got a live show on like now, they're pre-recorded, or any upcoming shows as well. And yesterday I gained an extra 2 subscribers on Christmas Day, so somebody was good to me yesterday. So I'm up to 204 subscribers at the current minute. And I said if I'd got 200 by the end of the year, I'd have been really happy. Well, I've smashed that now. So
well done.
And that Carabao Cup draw I done last week, I had nearly 700 views for that.
Oh,
I had 41 watching at one point.
And you hit 200 on that day as well?
I did, yes, absolutely. But you can find me on Twitter, which is on the screen there, and also on my channel, which you're on now. It's all black and white TV. So yeah, I mean, feel free to share any of my shows around on your socials just to get it out there. But yeah, and I'll have a word with you guys backstage as well. So yes, Newcastle United win again, 3-0 at Leicester. Normal service has been resumed. On to Leeds United at the weekend. Hopefully, we'll go out with the new year, out with this year with a bang and into the new year. So, absolutely, guys, brilliant result today. Second in the Premier League. It might only be for 48 hours, but you know what? We're going to bloody enjoy it. But from me, Pete, Mason, and Lewis, it's off Wiedersehen and see you later. Bye bye for now.
See you later.
See ya.